Welcome back to Markets Today. We are discussing the investment outlook. If you are just joining us, I'd highly encourage you to go to the Metropole TV page on YouTube or Facebook and watch previous videos. We've been talking to different houses trying to get their house views in as far as equities are concerned. Today in studio, we are joined by Vasili Africa, the Chief Executive Officer as well as founder, Rose Elangari, who will be taking us through her thesis when it comes to investment options for the year ahead. Welcome to the show, Ella.
Thank you so much.
What is the exciting?
For having us.
Fantastic. It's always a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you.
So maybe you can just remind us about Vasili Africa and where you're at. I know we've hosted you once before and that was an extensive interview, but perhaps for our viewers, maybe people who don't know or are not familiar with the company, you can just briefly tell us who Vasili Africa is all about and then we can get into the crux of the conversation.
All right. So Vasili Africa is investment consultancy firm, and we are offering a 360 degrees investment journey and helping an investor get to financial fitness by helping them invest, build their wealth by investing, protect their wealth by giving them insurance products that they can protect their wealth with, and also helping them preserve their wealth in case of demise by helping them do wills and trust and all that.
Oh, fantastic.
So we are offering a whole 360 degrees angle when it comes to investments.
Okay, fantastic.
Yes.
And now when it comes to looking at the year 2021, what is the house view? How are you thinking about 2021 and how does this compare to the year 2020?
All right. So 2020 was a year where we saw a lot of people actually realize that they need a lot of maybe have emergency funds when it comes to investments, because everything happened all of a sudden. It's pushed people out of their comfort zones, literally. So it made people open up their minds when it comes to investments. You can't really rely on your job to get your house in order every month on month. You can't live hand to mouth. You need to have something else. And if you have a job, you need to also have maybe a side hustle. Yeah. So it actually helped people open up when it comes to investments, and we have seen an increase. I think by end of last year, we saw an increase in money market funds, regulated products being bought into. A lot of people started investing. That is why we've seen a lot of growth when it comes to investment, so money market funds especially. Reason being, it's easy to liquidate, easy to get in, easy to liquidate kind of product. Yeah? Yes, and that is the trend that has been carried on now to 2021, because people now have their goals in order. Maybe come January, they made their goals, they made their financial goals, and most of the goals were to have emergency funds. And also what we are encouraging people to actually do is have a goal-oriented kind of financial plan. You just don't save because you want to save. What are you saving for? So that gives you the discipline enough to actually save or to invest so that you can get to the goal, achieve it, and go to the next goal.
Oh, fantastic.
Yes.
Okay, I like that you say last year because of COVID-19, the focus really from a retail investor perspective was how do I actually look at my finances? Where am I at? And then some of the trends that were coming through last year were emergency savings and trying to make sure that you have a safeguard and a side hustle as well. Now, when we're getting into this year, Ella, is the sentiment changing? I know you've mentioned goal-oriented financial planning, but in the spaces that you're in, is the focus changing? Are people now beginning to be open to investing? Are they open to taking on additional risk outside of your traditional money market funds, so to speak?
Yes, they are. Yeah, at least for the first 1 month that we have been into. Apart from money market funds, you can see people now want to diversify their investments into maybe a stock that is performing. One trend that we have actually noticed is the global markets picking up very nicely. People want to invest, especially because of the returns that they're getting out there. Yeah, so people want to invest in such products. Mostly regulated in a regulated way, of course, at least so that you can be able to minimize the risk, so to say.
Okay, fantastic. So it's either you're buying global funds or you're possibly buying single stocks, or what are some of the names? Because I know we've had a lot about cryptocurrency, we've had a lot about US stocks. I mean, the last week alone was just hectic. You know, you're like, I wish I was there. But
yeah,
the beauty about technology is that you can actually access this market.
Exactly.
So what has been your experience? I mean, it's one thing to tell people to invest locally, yet the same people have visibility of opportunities across the borders.
Exactly.
How do you balance that conversation?
So we sit down as Vasili Africa. We actually sit down with investors and try and see what actually makes sense to your portfolio, yeah? Because yes, you might get excited about whatever is happening outside there.
Okay.
However, does it sit well with your portfolio, or does it sit well with your personality, yes?
Yes.
Today morning, news of Jeff Bezos living as CEO of Amazon.
Okay.
It is a nice time because he's grown the company, yeah? And maybe perhaps you would feel excited to buy the stock. However, does it fit your personality?
Okay.
Maybe not.
Yes.
Maybe it's just the returns.
Yes.
Yeah. So we try as much as possible to see what actually fits your personality and your goals. Do you want to invest it? Because you might also be wanting to invest outside there, but you don't have the capital to put there.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So you have to actually sit down, analyze yourself, see your goals, see your income, and see what you can put out there.
Okay.
Yes. Maybe your income is just for the Kenyan market
For now.
Yes.
Okay, so I hear you saying there's an element of want. There's what we all want. I mean, we all want different things.
Yes.
Then there's an element of need.
Yes.
But what I hear you saying that is most important, it's there's an element of being goal-oriented and having a clear view of where you're at and what you want to do.
Yes.
So when people are watching or having this conversation, are there some tools or frameworks that they can use to ask themselves, should I be investing externally? Should I be investing internally? Are there frameworks or thought processes that people can appreciate when it comes to then articulating their goals for this year?
Yes, and it would be very prudent for someone to actually sit down, an investor to sit down with a financial advisor so that you can be able to articulate your goals and also be able to appreciate all the products that are outside there in the market, whether it's internally or globally, that can help you reach your goals. We understand that most of the investors, you have information out there, but you probably don't know everything that, or other products that can actually fill in the gap that you want to fill in. So it would be very prudent for someone to actually sit down with a financial advisor.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
And then we like what you're doing.
Which is? Okay, sorry, the show and just sharing information. Thank you. And I've noticed the same thing. So now we're on the same side of the table. So you are also hosting people if people want to get access to different practitioners and different information sets that are available on your website. Okay, fantastic. So now when it comes to looking at the different asset classes, what are your views? Maybe I don't know, we can start off with real estate, we go to stocks and then fixed income. Or how does your entity, how does Vasili Africa then look at the opportunity sets cutting across different asset classes?
Okay, let's start with stocks.
Okay.
I think currently the best stocks, I wouldn't say the best stocks, but as you have already said, there is growth when it comes to the financial market, the financial sector when it comes to investments.
Okay.
We are seeing some of them move. I've always maintained that KCB for me is usually more like a short-term trade. You buy,
then you sell.
You sell after maybe 3 months, just see the trend.
Yes.
I think ABSA is a very interesting stock at the moment.
Okay.
Because there is growth that we are anticipating.
All right.
From the different sectors that they have gotten into investments now. They will get into unit trust.
Okay.
Yeah. So there might be growth.
Yes.
Equity definitely is a very good
equity. Equity group. Okay.
Yes, equity group looks like a very good investment at the moment. And also there are other small, I wouldn't call them, they're not small stocks, but maybe overlooked stocks like herbicides that are there. Then they have very good appreciation. They move. Yes. Okay. Yeah, it's something that people can look at.
Okay, so then there's that opportunity just to explore certain stocks and look at that.
Yes.
Okay, and then what about other sectors? Are there other asset classes that investors should pay attention to?
Real estate at the moment remains a buyer's market at the moment. So if someone can do their due diligence nicely, see where the growth is, the area that has growth or potential for growth, buy into it. and wait.
And hold on for the very long term.
Hold on for a long term, yeah.
What's a long term? I always wonder, like, so do you buy and then you have a vision, okay, 2050 I'll own this house in Kenya, or what are some of the time frames when you're looking at the different asset classes?
It really depends, yeah. For real estate, let me go with real estate especially. It really depends on the infrastructure that is coming into the area, yeah.
Okay.
It can come in the next 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, and you can benefit. Let me give a very good example of Ruaka.
Okay.
Yeah. It's 10 years back. The place was almost dormant.
Actually, there's nothing happening outside beyond Village Market and
there was nothing happening.
Okay.
But now, right now, a quarter of land in Ruaka is the same price as a half in Karen.
Oh, wow.
So you have to look at the area, see maybe there are government plans on infrastructure.
Okay.
Yeah, and purchase there and wait.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then where is the next hub in 10 years? Vision 2030. Where are we going to buy a shamba from?
Anywhere where the roads are crossing. Mombasa Road right now might be a very good buy at the moment, especially because of the expressway.
Oh yes,
yeah,
certainly.
That one will open up.
Okay.
Yes, we've seen the areas of Kikuyu and Lower Kabete increase in value as well.
All right.
Significantly because of the bypasses.
Okay.
Yeah, so it can be right now. They are for those areas. They are maybe above budget, but yeah,
you can decide, then you just hold it for a long time.
Yeah.
Now that reminds me of any time Nairobians are going to, okay, not Nairobians, people in Kenya are going to look for land. There's always that guy who's showing you like, bypass itapita hapa, and then year 5.
Yes.
Bypass bado inakuja, iko kwa approvals.
Yes.
So how then will people know which is the right bypass to buy? And why is this bypass? Because at that bypass story, it's like everywhere there's land, bypass inakuja.
Or the railway line.
Or the railway line.
Yes.
So those are the key things. Okay, I shall be paying attention to the agents when we are out there.
Yes.
Okay, Ella, we'll take a short break. When we come back, we can look at the other asset classes.
All right.
But I want to invite our audiences, please, if you have any questions, we are having a conversation about articulating your personal financial goals with a focus on investments. We are speaking to Ella, who is the founder of Vasili Africa, to get a sense of what do you think need to consider when you are looking at different asset classes as we go into the year. What are your questions? What are your contributions? And really, what is your investment goal for this year? Do you think you can actually beat a 20% return? If so, where are you putting your money? Let's see you after the break.